witnessed an accident on the interstate. Rather alarming. I don't know what happened before I noticed these two cars, but they hit each other. I used to go by a moniker that I have not used in some years. Lucky Carlos, or Lucky Carlos, if you prefer. It just dawned on me that the accident I just witnessed was probably a result of distracted driving. Sometimes jackasses, and I don't mean specifically massholes, I mean your generic jackasses. But as an adjective before my name, that's not bad. It also kind of sounds like an Old West villain or good guy. They think they can multitask while they're driving, and they're not paying attention to the task at hand. How stupid can someone get? Really? Yeah, it's not a name you would see on a wanted dead or alive poster. Total morons. The lucky part, well, that should be self-evident. I'm gonna ski a lot. I have my health. I'm a lucky man, I guess. It's much more dangerous to drive than to ski. So, don't drive. Ski. Pourquoi pas en Bordeaux? C'est magnifique ça. Pas un petit peu. Parce que je dois vraiment faire quelque chose de grossness. Yeah, the adventure continues, so to speak. I'll ski some hills between the mountains, of course, because hills are better than not skiing at all, right? Yes, mostly sleeping in the van. I did spend a night in North Woodstock once in my minivan with a bag rated to -20 when it was -18.
Yeah, how was that?
It felt cold, but the thing is, I went to sleep, I just looked at the dash and it said, I saw the 18, I didn't see the negative number. And I woke up in the morning, I thought, damn, that felt really cold for 18 degrees. And it was, oh, and then I realized, oh, it was negative. So freaking beautiful. Stop looking at me, look this way. And I don't live in Montana. I'm in the center, near what they used to call the second city, the Windy City. The Windy City got its name not because of the wind, but because of the blowhards, the big talkers back then. Around the time of the Columbia Exposition, 1893, there was a rivalry between New York City and the second city. And of course, the New Yorkers thought that the Chicagoans were just full of hot air. They were blowhards, so hence the name Windy City. Now, anybody that knows anything about architecture knows that Chicago is better for architecture. Thank goodness for that Chicago fire. It opened up plenty of opportunities for a lot of fellows. They were all fellows in those days. So I have, obviously, skis, boots, bindings, poles, helmet, goggles, all my garments. I have never quoted Oprah Winfrey before, but when she's right, she's right. What did she say that's so profound? She said, skiing is the next best thing to having wings. At least I got the sentiment right. That is the idea. I may be paraphrasing, I don't know. But it does remind me of my favorite Groucho Marx quote, which is, outside of a dog, I can't do a good Groucho. Outside of a dog, a book is man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read. I like that, it's pretty good. Anyway, here we are at Maine, the big one in Maine, Sunday River. Sunday River in Maine is like Killington, big. They like to open early and stay open late. At the end of the season, Killington and Sunday River can look at their statistics and compare and say, we were open longer. Sunday River is very accessible. It's in Maine, but it's not terribly far from the big population center of Portland, Maine. Big being relative here. Sunday River. You're a pretty damn good skier, Bridget.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Single?
What's that? Oh, yeah, brother.
I caught up with you.
Yeah, Charles. That was fun.
Indeed.
We're thinking about it. I might snowboard this year. My daughter does both. My husband's a snowboarder and a skier. He's really good at snowboarding.
I used to tell like I was a polite snob about it.
Yeah. Really well.
I call it the friendliest elitist subculture.
It is. It's a difficult. It's aerobic. It's more athletic.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it.
You're building way more muscle in a way. I can go from A to B.
And it.
My husband's like, dude, you would be a sick telling us.
Yeah, and you don't. Because the boots and the bindings got stiffer. You don't have to get as low as some people get. Some people get too low. It's sort of like a car suspension. If you're that low.
But, I have knee injuries.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with right now, and.
You didn't have an ACL, did you?
No, I'm really lucky as far as tendons go. I just have bone on bone, multiple places.
I've got that and this knee from an old telly injury that, was just kind of a freak accident in Cannon like 15 years ago.
Yeah,
and
Cannon's awesome.
The bottom of the femur's been grinding.
Yep, that sucks.
Yeah.
I was a marathoner, Olympic swimmer. I ran 18 miles like every other day. I just got an injection for the first time on Friday, so I was supposed to take it easy all weekend, but
injected with whatchamacallit?
Cortisone, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Like an anti-inflammatory. And
okay.
Lubricant is their next thing. It's not like covered under insurance. So
right, the platelet-rich plasma thing. See, like a few years ago, for like a hospital system in Chicago, I interviewed about 1,000 doctors over the course of a year. Not real interviews, sort of like just something for the website.
Yeah.
So hundreds of them were orthopedic people.
Yep.
So just to get them chatting off camera, I'd say, hey, what do you think of that platelet-rich plasma stuff? And you would not believe how polarizing this was in the orthopedic community. Oh, the medical system's messed up.
Sucks.
Because Americans are very unhealthy because of how the business of food makes us unhealthy.
I'm a nutritionist. I'm an organic to the bone. I'm a nutritionist. I want to know where my food is from. I do not give anybody or like any type of hormones or anything artificial if I can within my reach.
Right.
Not freak about it, but I really try. My daughter's best friends are all having boobs already, and she's 7. I'm like, yeah, well, she doesn't have boobs because I never gave her hormones.
Right.
So, yeah, all of her dairy and meat do not have hormones.
Yeah.
She's like, why don't I get lunch at school? I'm like, I'm sorry, honey, we just don't. We have the ability to have it made. We're gonna do that, give it to everybody else.
Yeah, it makes such a difference.
It's a fact. I went to NYU. I'm a French Culinary Institute as well. I went 2 degrees there from a chef.
Where is it? French Culinary Institute?
French Culinary Institute. It's in New York City.
Okay.
It's down on Grant, just in West Village.
Magnifique. So it's like a CIA kind of thing?
It's a CIA of New York City. So you don't have to go there and attend every day and stay away. I had my full-time job and I was working. So I went to NYU, I had a full-time job through NYU. And I had night school just the same. So I went to 2 programs. I'm a French trained chef and I'm an artisanal bread chef.
Excellent.
So, but I was a food science and a nutrition major. So food science lends very well to baking.
How do you reconcile the bread with the evil of carbs?
Carbs aren't evil.
I'm not a meteorologist. I go where my gut tells me to go.